Hi friends, welcome back to our channel Total QA. In our channel, today we are going to discuss about a topic in Jenkins which will be very helpful for us in real time. It's mainly how do we manage the load in Jenkins. Generally what happens in Jenkins, we are going to submit the jobs. Suppose for example, we are triggering multiple jobs. What happens? Suppose I trigger more than two jobs. What happened to the third job? Will it be in the queue or will it be going to be executed or not? So let's try to do this exercise. Then we will discuss about how are you going to generate the load in Jenkins using master and slave. Let's start. So I open services.msc mainly to launch Jenkins. I just click on Jenkins service because I installed Jenkins as a service. I'll just click on start now. I started it, then I'll just open the Chrome browser, then I'll open localhost 8080 to start the Jenkins now. So once the Jenkins is ready, we can go ahead and discuss about how are we going to manage the load using master and slave. And there are some of the concepts which will be helpful for us to understand, like build executor. There is a topic called build executor. Right, there is a topic called how are you going to configure a node, right? All these things we'll discuss. Let me launch the Jenkins now. It is taking a few seconds. It will take some time. Suppose for example, if you are having multiple jobs already created, right, in your Jenkins, it will take time to load all the jobs sometimes, right? So once it is ready, we will start this topic. I think still it is taking some time. Yeah, now the Jenkins is ready. So let's start logging to this Jenkins using admin. So we can give any password, but I just make it simple. Just give admin. Just sign into the Jenkins. So once you sign in the Jenkins, you will see welcome to Jenkins and you can create new jobs. But now we're not discussing about how are you going to create a job, right? We're discussing about how are you generating the load. For that concept, first thing we have to just scroll down. You will see there's a section called build executor status. Here you can see the number of builds which are getting executed here. Suppose I click on it here, build executor status. I see here the master is nothing but our Jenkins which is installed in this laptop, and there are two nodes. What are these two nodes? We will discuss. I will show you how to create a new node as well. Let's focus on the master now. Let me click on master. So when you click on master, it's the master Jenkins node, the way the Jenkins has been installed successfully, because in this laptop the Jenkins has been installed successfully. This is master. When you click on configure, here we can see number of executors 2. Means if we are triggering two jobs, these two jobs will be taken care by the Jenkins. Suppose you are triggering 3 jobs, 2 jobs will be executed. Once after the 2 jobs, the third job will be picked because the third job will be in the queue. Okay, so let's try to simulate this scenario now, or try to reproduce this scenario. Let's do one thing. Go to Jenkins now. I'm going to create 3 jobs now for our practice. Create new jobs. So we go with the pipeline. Let's say pipeline 1. Pipeline 1. I just say pipeline scripting. Click on OK. So once the pipeline 1 script is created, let me close. Okay, let me close some of the windows which are already open. Now we created a pipeline 1 script, and just scroll down here. You have to write a script. So we don't need to write any script. It's already there. Some of the examples already available. Just select hello world. Okay, so we are going to execute hello world. But what we are going to do, we need this pipeline script to be executed for some time, right? Because if it is in the queue, if there are 2 jobs running currently, when the third job is also coming into the picture, then the third job will be getting into the queue, right? That is what we have to reproduce. That's the reason what I will do is, if you just scroll up, you will see here pipeline syntax. We are going to write one step here. First, let's generate the step using a pipeline syntax. So suppose for example, let's try to talk about any Windows batch script, because currently we are using a Windows laptop, so we have to execute Windows batch script only. So let's try to say ping, let's say www.google.com and generate a pipeline script, right? So just copy this now. I go here, I go to the pipeline script. Here I'm just put echo, I'll remove the echo now, executing pipeline 1 script. Okay, it is just pinging www.google.com. Let me apply, save. What happens when I click on executing this job? When I click on build now, what happens? Observe carefully. So this is executing. It generated the build, the job ID as 1. Click on the 1. Just go to the console now. You will see it started the pipeline. It will take some time. It will show the logs now. Wait for some few seconds. The pipeline node, the Jenkins is starting, so and so. Hello. You see here, right? This is keep on pinging. It doesn't come out, right? So it is coming out of 5. So you can even mention, suppose for example, I want to mention, say more than, so here it is coming out as 5, right? You can even give some commands such a way that it will run continuously. This job will be in the queue, right? So let's do one thing. It is coming out after 5. What we can do here is, we can even mention a step where to execute this ping command more than 100, 200, 300 times, right? So that is also we can mention. Let's do one thing. Let's complete the command which will execute this script for more than for 1 or 2 minutes, right? That is what our objective is. So for that, what we can do is now let's try to understand the command what we are going to use. So open command line. So ping. Let's try to get the help of the ping. You can see here -n the count, number of echo requests to send. Suppose for example, I say google.com, I mention as -n, I'll mention, so it's keep on executing for a long time, right? So we can try this command because it will keep this job for a duration of some more than 5 seconds or 10 seconds. Then we can replicate our scenario as well, right? So let's do that right now. Let's do that. So first thing what we do is, this is a pipeline 1. I'll just mention here -n 1 2 3 4 5. We'll just give 1 lakh, apply, save. So we created pipeline 1. Now we are going to create a second job which is pipeline 2. This is a pipeline 1 job. Go to Jenkins now. Again I create a new item. Now you don't need to do anything. You just scroll down. You put copy from pipeline 1. You put here pipeline 1, but the name should be pipeline 2. What is this? This is nothing but you're copying a job configuration to another job, right? Suppose for example, we already know in Eclipse, right? When you try to copy paste the same program, it will ask you to replace the name of the program, but the content will be same. The content will be same here. No change. I'll say okay. So what are we trying to achieve? We are creating totally 2 jobs to execute, but third job when you try to trigger, it should go into the queue. That is my scenario, right? So let me try to create one more job as well. Again, new item. Now this time I'll give again pipeline. Let me try to provide the pipeline 1, the name of the job. You see here, right? Copy from pipeline 1 because it is scrolling down. I'll just give pipeline 3. So what are we trying to do again? We are creating 3 jobs. So the objective is we create 3 jobs and we try to trigger the 3 jobs now, right? And see what happens. Will it be in the queue or not? Let's try to do one thing. I'll just execute pipeline 1 now. Build now. Just come to the build executor status. You see pipeline 1 is getting executed. Just come to pipeline 2. Execute pipeline 2. Where is this build now? Build now is missing here. Why? Let's see. Okay, pipeline 2. Let me check configure. It has everything. Apply, save. Let's try to build now. Okay, so pipeline 1, pipeline 2 both are running now, right? Let's go to pipeline 3. We'll also just do one configure. Sometimes build now will not show here. Just configure and just scroll up and just say apply, save. And you see build now, click on build now. So what is happening? We triggered 3 jobs. What is happening for the third job? We can check here, right? Let's go to third job. See, the third job still it is taking time to execute. Let's see what happens now. Pipeline 1, pipeline 2. The pipeline 3 is not coming. Why? The reason being, until unless pipeline 1, pipeline 2 not executed, pipeline 3 will not come into the picture, because we are saying for the master, please allow only 2 jobs. Even the third job is there, please don't execute. It is not coming here. Even if you refresh, you can see here, it is not showing here. So the build executor status in the master, if you go to master and just say configure, it will allow only 2. What happens? Suppose I want to execute all the 3. So the third job, you have to execute either any of the nodes. So which will help you to manage the load, like a master and slave concept. Suppose for example, if the master is fully loaded, you can such a way that you can make sure the load that is coming to the master can be passed to the Windows node as well. So that is what I'm going to do right now, right? So now see, pipeline 1 is completed. Still pipeline 2 is there, right? Pipeline 3 still not yet started. You can see the pipeline 3. Actually it shows here, but still pipeline 3 is not showing at the master level because it is not yet picked. Not yet picked. Okay. So what are we going to do right now? We are going to create a node now. Let's create a node. So for that, let's click on build executor status again, right? And click on new node. I'm creating a node now, say total QA, some name, node. Now this is a permanent agent, click on OK. Right now I don't have any Windows laptop, extra Windows laptop I don't have. What I'll do is I'll use this laptop only as a node. You can use that. Suppose for example, if you are remembering about the concepts like grid, what we do, suppose you wanted to run a node or multiple nodes, right? You will use your laptop as a node, as a hub. What will happen? The request will go to the node, it will get executed. But as of now here also, I will try to use my laptop as a node. Nothing happens, right? So here I'll put 1 only because I want to allow only 1 job to be executed. So remoting directory, this is very important. We have to mention the remoting directory. So right now I'll give some location. Suppose for example, C directory, I'll do one thing. I'll just create one directory in the C location, or I'll just give the location. Suppose for example, here we are giving one location as, one second, let me give make directory remoting. So I can give some location here where the logs will be uploaded. Okay, so this is the dir, we'll give dir, remoting will come, C colon slash remoting, we can provide the remoting directory, C colon slash remoting. That's it. Okay, so it will take care. And now you have to say use WebSocket. Okay, failure workspace is missing. So all this information you can configure, and the name of the node is total QA node. You save it now, just observe, save it now. And see here, once you save it, this will show as red color. What does it mean? Because this node is not yet started. Click on the total QA node. You have to execute this following command. Let me copy this in a notepad and show you. This is what you have to execute, right? Java -r, agent.jar, JNLP URL, all these things we have to execute. We have to copy this command, but very importantly, we have to download this jar file before we execute this command in a node. Suppose we are doing this in a command in a node. Right now, what are we trying to do? We are executing this command in a node. So before I execute this command in node, the prerequisite is we have to download the agent.jar. You don't need to do anything here. Just click on this jar file. It will download it for you. You have to go to the location where exactly this has been downloaded. I know the location. This is in the downloads folder. Let me go to downloads folder, right? So let me show you the downloads folder. Then we can try to proceed further because it is there in the downloads folder. You just create downloads folder. Let me go there. cd users/qa/downloads folder. Then we can find that command. So now what I do, the command what I have copied in the notepad, I'll just copy this here because I know this agent.jar is available here, and this is the command. I'm just pasting it here to start the node. Let me paste it. What is happening? The remoting internal directory is missing. Why? Because the directory is what? This directory is already created. Yes, but still it is showing it is missing. Expected to be, they are giving some information. Expected to be here. C colon remoting and remoting, right? They are giving some information. Remoting and remoting. Let's create one more directory under remoting. The only thing is it is asking to create a directory under this. Okay, that's what we'll do. So let me do one thing. Let me open here and cd dot cd is a remoting directory we created. It is again asking for to create a directory. So it's okay. We can create a directory because it is asking us to make sure this directory is available before we start the node. Yes. See now the node is getting started successfully. The WebSocket connection open. The connection open, it is connected. Let's go back to Jenkins now. Let's refresh here. So it is connected. The agent is connected. You see here now. Let's go to Jenkins now. What happens? The job 3, the pipeline 3 is started by the TotalQA node. This is so good. We didn't even tell to take this job. What the node will do? When the node is ready, when the node is connected, the load that is there for the master will be automatically taken care by the TotalQA node. This is a very good. This is very good, right? Because suppose, for example, there are multiple things in the master. Automatically, the node is capable of taking this pipeline 3. But pipeline 1, pipeline 2 still executing by the master, but the pipeline 3 is executed by the TotalQA node. So, if you want to try this concept, you don't require multiple laptops. Only thing is, if you have a laptop, only thing is you have to make sure the jar file is downloaded in your laptop. Go to the location where the jar file is downloaded and just make sure you execute this command. And I'm trying to explain this example with a very basic ping command. Ping www.google.com and put -ns 1 lakh. This job will be there in the queue. Right? That is how you can replicate the scenarios. Suppose if you want to replicate this scenario, you can create multiple agents. So but master, and you can have multiple nodes. Node 1, node 2, node 3. And here you are giving the build executor status as 2. Here in the master, if you go to master, you can see here configure, you can find here number of executors as 2, right? Just mention that. Similarly, number of executors 1. So that's it. It will take care. So the agent is started. Suppose, for example, I want to stop the agent. You can do one more thing. You can go to the command line. You can stop this agent. The same steps what I am doing here. You can try these steps in a Windows server. Make sure these servers are in the network. You can achieve this load balancing in the case of Jenkins. Very simple. Only thing is the remoting directory should be available, that we have to create as a prerequisite. I hope this video is very helpful for you to understand the concept of master and slave in Jenkins. Okay. If you like my video, please subscribe and share. Thanks for watching my video. Bye friends.